All right, guys, this is Josh, and we've tried some different cuts lately. So last time we did a burst fade. Before that, we were just doing like a mid fade. We've tried blowouts. What you want me to do this time?
This time we're gonna go really low. We're getting rid of it all. Thinking just
no more fro.
No more fro. I want to go just past brush length.
Yeah.
But, a low fade.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So when you say low fade, you're talking about you still want the corners dark, and you want that fade to just barely hug your ears and stay down. So you're doing a wave cut.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah. I love it. I love the transformations. Let's go for it.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?
So we're gonna make sure that we pick this out really good, guys. You wanna make sure that all of the hair is lifted up off the scalp before you do a major transformation like this and go in with the clippers. We're gonna start with a bigger guard like a number 4, so that way we can take all of this bulk off, brush everything into place, and then we're gonna be able to find exactly where his crown is, so that way we can go ahead and start training his hair. So I'm gonna split it, find an opening, and go straight in with the guard. So how long has it been since you've seen your hair at brush length?
It's maybe 2 or 3 years, I guess, at best.
That's what's up. Here, I used to grow my hair for a full year.
Yeah.
And just do fades and tapers, and then once a year, usually towards the end of the year, I would buzz it all down, feel that cool breeze.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that breeze.
Oh yeah. All right, so we can already start to see that his crown is revealing itself a little bit right here. We can kind of start to see a little bit of a growth pattern. So let's go ahead and use that fine tooth comb to get everything brushed forward. Remember, if it starts at the crown, it's gonna just grow directly outside of that. So everything is gonna burst outwards this way. Let's go ahead and take it just a level lower. We went from a number 4 now, and we're gonna use a 2.5. So that means a number 2 guard with the lever open. And I'm gonna start here working at this crown. I'm being very careful not to accidentally cross over the crown. You wanna start at the base of the crown and then work your way down, because that's what's called patching. If you go at any point against the grain when it's supposed to be a with the grain cut, it's pretty much where you're gonna, what you call patching, and you see a big light spot. And then the whole haircut has to come down to a lighter length. So you never really know what you're gonna find underneath a fro when you cut it, what the hair texture is gonna look like, what the pattern is gonna look like. And he requested for it to be just a level above what a brush cut is. So that, again, that's why we're using the 2.5 guard. So it's not gonna be flat against his scalp 100%. It's still gonna be a little bit fuzzy. So you're gonna train these when you get home. You got the brush, you got the do-rag and everything ready?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
360 Josh.
Gotta get the do-rag.
Definitely, okay. I got you. Now the fading system does not change. We're gonna start with this clipper close. Now being a low fade, remember a mid fade, the way that I look at it, I'm paying attention to the shape of the curve. A low fade is gonna be towards the bottom of this where I start the bald line. A mid fade midway up, and a high fade all the way up to the top of the curve. So he is gonna make sure that we have some dark corners and a nice curve to work with when we line it. We're gonna go ahead and dip this low. We're gonna make that fade hug the ear and wrap around the back. Well, keeping in mind the look that we had on the other side, let's go ahead and dip this back down. Wrap it around the ear and dip it down. Now we need some space to blend. Let's go ahead and take this up about a solid inch. We're gonna go ahead and give ourselves a decent amount of space to blend. If anything, I'm gonna be spreading, I always spread my fades out a little more towards the bottom. Because if you give yourself space to fade from the bald to the one, then it's gonna look a lot more blurry versus if you concentrate the fade from the 0 to the 1 where it's super, super tight, and then you spend your time spreading out the blend above that, it's not really gonna make sense. You're gonna want it to be as blurry as possible at the bottom of the fade. So our mission now, we see this line of demarcation, and we know this is a 0 guard closed, this is no guard closed. We're gonna slowly work our way down to this. So we're gonna start off here with the clipper open, feathering over that line of demarcation. A couple more clicks close. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend that you go click by click, one by one. Just slowly start notching your way down. We are almost all the way closed. This is fully closed, and we should have no problem taking out this line of demarcation now. Why? Because we put it in with the clipper closed. So by the time we work our way down to the clipper close, it should blend seamlessly. I like to go ahead and just detail on my way back up as well. All right, let's take that around the rest of the head now. Now before we do the next step where we start going up with the number 1 guard, using the shape of the head to kind of flick off of it, I'm gonna lay down this area just a little bit. I'm gonna start with this number 1 guard open, just so that way we can kind of start to smooth out this area before we start blending into the rest. I'm not gonna really be starting from very high. Let's just start to lay down this hair area in preparation for the fade. If you notice, the way that I'm kind of debulking this with this 1 guard open, going with the grain, is also following the shape of that initial guideline. Now we're gonna let this number 1 guard rock off of his head. So we're gonna start down here, and I'm not gonna force any scooping motions. I'm really just gonna rock it up and down, going off the motion of letting his head determine how high I go with this guard. So now as we continue to blend this out, I'm gonna close this number 1 guard. Again, just focusing on this area of demarcation. And again, we created that line with the 0 guard closed, so when we do grab the 0 guard open and work our way down to close, it shouldn't give us any problems. Worst case scenario, we're gonna flick at it with no guard closed, but we're already getting towards the end of the fade system, guys. It's really not that difficult, and I feel like it's pretty practical. It's practical, and I feel like it's efficient because we're thinking ahead the whole time that we're cutting. Never again will I be setting my guidelines with the 1 guard, the 2 guard, the 3 guard. That would just make me get more lost in my fades. Make me take twice as long. This blend is looking super blurry already, guys. Now, like I said, we're just gonna finish this off. It doesn't even really need it because you could hear it. You could hear how there's not very much hair being cut. There still is a little bit though, so I'm gonna work this detailing process until there is no more hairs being cut visually and audibly through my ears. Now, one thing too that you can do is I really enjoy using these razor combs. The one with the side with the longer teeth is gonna cut the hair just a little bit longer, and the side with the shorter teeth is gonna cut it just a little bit tighter. So you can hear it being cut. I like first grazing over this area, especially on coarse length and before the hair is trained. It really helps this hair train to lay down just a little bit more while cutting the excess hairs. And then once I go over it with that side, I'm gonna flip it over and we're gonna use the side that brings the hair just a little bit tighter. You can hear it's not cutting much hair, but it is incrementally getting smoother and smoother. So I can already tell that this area here is gonna need a little bit more detailing, but it does make sense because that is the occipital bone area. The hair always grows a lot denser in that area, so it's gonna require a little more of our attention to be able to get this area to blur like these. So we're gonna get it as close as we can. I'm gonna get it as blurry as possible. So I'm gonna start off with that 0 guard. When I did it open, it didn't cut much, and when I cut it closed, it didn't cut much. So it looks like we're gonna have to work with no guard open and work our way down until we are happy with the result. I can hear some hairs being cut, so I know that it's working. Can't see much of a difference, but I know that it's happening little by little. I'm trusting the process. I'm using my eyes in combination with my ears. There we go, starting to look a lot better. Now this formula right here is nothing crazy. It's about 20% spritz, 80% isopropyl alcohol. Well, the combination of the two is gonna absorb the standing oils that are on the skin. Now the other thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start to apply some enhancements now before we actually start the lineup. I can see where his natural hair is growing. I know that I'm going to apply enhancements at the end of the cut. So if I'm gonna do it anyway, I can go ahead and start with it now. I can establish the shape of the hairline that I want. But the cool thing that a lot of people don't realize about enhancements is that once you lay the enhancement down, you can still adjust it afterwards with the trimmer. You can line it up just like hair. Well, this is an example right here of why we use the no guard close to set in that bald line when we're fading, because you can see how effortlessly this trimmer length is blending into the clipper with no guard length. Effortless. And now just for that final detailing phase, remember we started off with this 2.5, so let's go ahead and close up the 2 just to make sure that we have every hair possible. Now we're also gonna have a rare sighting from that 1.5 guard that's made by Andis. I don't use it often, but I do like to bring it out just every once in a while. There's cuts like this where it's gonna take a little extra oomph to get it perfect. All right, guys, so this is the finished product. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you have any questions or if you want to use any of the products that we used in this video with a discount, you can check the discount codes in the description below. And if you're in the Tampa Bay area, go ahead and book your next experience at TitoCuts.com.
Your next experience, you like that? I like it, I like it.
Get a couple after shots and then we're good.